this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm just having a bit of a clear off of my desk, and I've got lots of odds and pieces here. So I thought let's just come along and do some collage, just to clear my desk a little bit, really, which is becoming kind of unusable. So yeah, I thought let's just come along and do some and get rid of some. So I've got some really pretty papers here. And I thought let's be a little bit random. You know, if you watch my channel, you'll know that I do struggle and, you know, like to have things kind of pretty much matchy-matchy. So for me, mixing up, you know, eclectic kind of pieces and a mix of pieces is definitely, you know, it's not something that comes naturally to me. So I'm going to try my very best to, you know, just go with the flow and not just obsess about, oh no, that doesn't go with that, or, you know, that doesn't go with that. I'm going to just try and mix things up. And I mean, hopefully we're going to get then some lovely pieces as a result. So just going to tear down some of these. And I know I've talked about this so many times, but honestly, I don't know really what it is, but I see other people's collage and they have this wonderful, you know, completely open way of doing collage, and they know they can just take any pieces and incorporate it into a collage, and I just can't do that. For some reason, I just cannot do that. What I instead do is I find it easiest to take, say, you know, I don't know, four or five maybe different pieces. I was going to say three, but yeah, that's not enough. So 4 or 5 different pieces, and just keep on repeating them over and over on the collage, if that makes sense. So just doing it any other way, I can't seem to actually, you know, I don't feel happy with it. It just doesn't look like it goes. And yeah, I'm never then going to want to use it. So for me, this just seems to be my only way of actually getting pieces that are, you know, anywhere near usable. You know, I'd love to have that ability to just mix absolute random stuff, but yeah, it just does not come naturally to me to do that. So yep, I'm just going to do my usual thing where I just mix in, you know, just 4 or 5 different pieces. So I'm just having a quick look around to see what sort of book page and things that I've got that I can mix in with this as well. So just got a few pieces here. So yeah, should we take some of this? And I mean, that's a little bit big font, I realise, but I've got that, which that's that lovely, what do you call it? You know, stamp catalogue, which just always looks really lovely, you know, however you use it. So yeah, let's definitely use some of that. Right, okay, let's just get collage in. So, because I mean, a lot of my scraps are obviously from when I, you know, create digitals, and you have to just print them multiple times to try and get them right. So, you know, before you know it, you might have, you know, lots and lots of copies of the same sort of thing, but maybe just, you know, a fraction of a shade different. You know, and that's just kind of how it is. But then obviously that just results in an awful lot of different scraps, doesn't it? Or not different scraps, but, you know, scraps anyway. So yeah, it's a good kind of thing to just be able to come and actually, you know, clear out and get rid of some of them, because otherwise you just literally overrun with scraps. Okay, sorry about that. Right, okay. So yeah, I mean, I would never in a million years normally put these kind of two, you know, 2 patterns together, but I'm going to just try and be, like I say, very much more eclectic in my mixing of things. So yeah, hopefully we're going to end up with, you know, some really nice different type of pieces to maybe, you know, what I would normally end up with. Okay. Well, it's chilly outside today. And again, you know, and I say this all the time, but I just put it out there that I do feel my head. So if I'm, you know, saying this and you're looking outside and you live in the UK and you think, what is she talking about? It's glorious out there. Honestly, it wasn't glorious. Well, it's glorious sunshine, don't get me wrong. It is glorious sunshine, but it's definitely not glorious temperatures. It's pretty chilly. So yeah, very, very chilly. But I like to always say that because I just think, oh, you know, people might just think I'm completely either off my trolley or just lying. So, okay. Let's get some of this going on. So obviously, you know, this is completely wild to me. This just feels like, what is she thinking? Why would she put that there? And hey, you're probably thinking the same thing. The problem is sometimes, you know, you can kind of think, oh, I'm going to mix it up. But actually all that happens is you end up with something that you just dislike so much, you know, that actually you were better off not, you know, not pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone because you've made something that then is completely unusable. So obviously I'm not trying to do that. You know, I hope I'm going to end up with something that is usable. But yeah, equally, I want to be a bit more kind of adventurous and, you know, get some different kind of looks. So we shall see. I mean, there's no point making things, obviously, like I say, that then actually are so far removed from what you like that actually it's like, oh, it's terrible. I'm never going to use that. You know, that is, you know, just pointless, isn't it? No point wasting your time with that. Okay. Right. Let's just see. I love this stamp catalogue, I have to say. You know, I've been using it for, well, I mean, obviously I'm on a different one now, but yeah, I've used, you know, the stamp catalogues like for a long time now. They just are such gorgeous pages. I love the look of the stamps in monotone, you know, in the kind of print form. They look really lovely. Almost nicer than the actual stamps, weirdly enough. So yeah, really love them. Okie dokie. I've been doing this one, if you notice, this is a bit like a jigsaw puzzle where I've kind of done the edges and come in. So I might live to regret that because I might then come to a point where it's like, oh, actually, now I'm going to have to mix things up in the middle, you know. I don't know. Again, I don't really have a formula that, you know, I find really is the one for me. You know, I kind of wish I did, because then maybe collage would be kind of a bit more of a natural process. But yeah, it's very much a sort of suck it and see, I find, you know, suck it and see method that I use. Okie dokie. There. Okay. Right. Now, what other bits? I've got some more of this. And I do prefer my collage with the torn edges, and I know I've said that, you know, lots of times before, but yeah, for me, I just prefer the torn edges, you know, and there's, yeah, no reason as to why. They're more up, you know, up my street, how I like them. But, you know, lots of people obviously use straight edges, and that's fine too. Right, I'm now thinking I'm coming unstuck here because, yeah, this is now all over the same place, isn't it? Yep, I've mucked this up. Even though I was trying not to overthink this, I've now come to a point where I've mucked it up. So I'm going to have to change my pieces around, I think, and have it more like that, I think. So yeah. Okay, let's just put this one down. But collage is a fantastic way, isn't it, to actually get some scraps like off of your desk in, you know, quite a quick time. You know, it's definitely a good scrap buster. Definitely a good scrap buster. And the scraps just build up so quickly, don't they? You know, I think, oh, you know, I'm on top of my scraps, and then literally within just one project or one video sometimes, you know, I'm like drowning in them again. Okay. I might have to have that one up there actually. Oh, that's quite nice, yeah. Quite like how that looks. And then maybe this one in here. So again, just going to tear those straight edges off. Oops, is that going to be big enough now? Oh yeah, just about. Yeah, it's a glorious sunny day out there, but it is very nippy, very chilly. Okie dokie. Okay, and then, yeah, this one down here. Yeah, so I mean there I've mixed, these are my Victorian frames, and that's the bird garden, I think that is, the bird garden kit, and then obviously the stamp catalogue. We've got two different Victorian frames going on there, so yeah. Obviously we've got the one with the sort of aubergine colours, and then obviously the other one. Okay, put that one down there. Oh, how pretty does that look? It's gorgeous, isn't it? So yeah, please don't mix those colours up. Right, okay, let's go in with another one. So this one, beautiful, beautiful colours, isn't it? With this gorgeous mint green with the pinks and the yellow, and yeah. So again, just going to take the, you know, the florally portion, because for me in a collage, having that plain space, I would feel like I would need to stamp that or something, you know, it would feel a bit too plain, I think, in a collage. So, I mean, obviously this is from the Victorian album. So, I mean, the idea is to obviously either journal in that space or, you know, of course, fill that space with some sort of image or picture. But I think just on a collage, that would just feel like just, yeah, too much blank space. Okay, just get rid of those. Okay. Right. So for these, I'm thinking I might just collage onto some book page actually. So I think I've got some biggish book page here beside me. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so I've got this longish book page. Oh, that's got those images there of the sort of poultry type birds. Oh well. Yeah, well, let's just go with this. So okie dokie. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure that I should mix that up with that. What do we think? That just looks a little bit too out there, doesn't it? Oh look, I still had another piece of this, which I obviously didn't use then in the last one. Okay. Oh, that's gorgeous like that, isn't it? Yeah, let's put that down. Okay, let's have a bit of this. Probably just have this up here, I think, and we'll just then, you know, fill in around it. Okay. So tell me below, you know, what's your favourite way to collage? Do you kind of, you know, do like we did last time, almost like a jigsaw puzzle where you then fill in around the edges that you've just done? Or, you know, do you just, I don't know, start in one place and kind of work your way across? Do you use completely random papers that don't really kind of, you know, you wouldn't normally put together, you know, they don't kind of conventionally match? You know, how do you like to do your collage? Like I always say, I mean, all tips are greatly appreciated, because, you know, collage definitely is not my natural, you know, natural thing. Oh, I don't want to have that because it's pretty see-through and I don't really want what's underneath showing through. So, yeah. Right. Have got this. Don't know whether it's just too out there and kind of in your face. Right, let me just have a look and see. I mean, because it's really good if you can use things generally that are almost like on a scrappy piece of paper, you know, with something on the back. You know, something that you would perhaps struggle to use otherwise. Perhaps have that piece there. Just have to get rid of that straight edge again, because, yeah, just don't like the straight edges. Yeah, this has obviously been printed on, you know, scrapbook paper. So, yeah, it's, you know, truly scrappy. Truly a scrappy piece. So, perhaps I'll have that. Which way up do we want it? Oh, it doesn't probably matter, to be honest. I'm, yeah, just dragging it out for the sake of it. Making a meal of it for nothing. Okay. Okie dokie. That's done there. Oops. I've gone into overthinking mode. Can you tell? Yeah, it's just happened by accident, but now suddenly, before I know it, I'm there just overthinking again, and oh, it's just frustrating, isn't it, why that happens. Okay. And to be honest, just totally unnecessary. You know, why does it matter? You know, once you cut this up, it's barely even going to be apparent what was what anyway. So, you know, it's totally not necessary to overthink any of it, to be honest. But for some reason I do. Oh my goodness, how nice does that look there? I kind of think I may tear that down a bit, but oh, I bet I've made that too small, look. The amount of times that I do things like that, what is wrong with me? Well, I guess that could go like that, or I wonder if this would fit there. Nope. Oh my goodness. Can you believe I just did that? I mean, what on earth? What on earth? Right, let's just see. I know I said no to this, but let's just see whether You know, if it was a small enough bit, I just wonder whether it might look okay there. Oh yeah. Yeah, it does look okay there, doesn't it? So yeah, glad I tried it now, because, you know, I would have just rejected that and thought, no, definitely no. Actually, it looks okay. I'll just pop that there in that space. Okay, and this one. Okay. Oh dear. Doing a really rubbish job of this one, I have to say. Yeah, just got this corner now. So let's just see. Thinking maybe that in there, and then actually now thinking this again, which I had kind of, you know, dismissed and then decided to use after all, and then just put something then in that little corner down the bottom. So yeah. Now, did I have that underneath or did I have that over? Must have had that over. Okay. Right, I've just heard my son come down now. So, yeah, I'm about to go out with my son. So, yeah, I'll just quickly finish this last little bit. So, just this corner and then this piece here I just need to fill in as well. And then, yeah, I'll probably come and do this, you know, finish off some others, perhaps another time. Or we may just call this, you know, call this done for a bit. I mean, like I say, I needed to get some bits off of my table. Admittedly, I've made probably no difference whatsoever so far. So, yeah, it's not really kind of made much of a dent so far. So I may have to come back and do some more. Okay. Right, looking good. And then, yeah, last little space here, which again, just thinking, could we have some of this? Yeah, just pop that in there. And then we've got quite a bit of this, well, not quite a bit, but, you know, a few bits of this. So it's not like really random and out there when it just made its appearance suddenly just now. I feel like it now. It's got a few bits on there, so it looks like it belongs, you know. Okay, and as I always say with collage, you know, definitely like magic happens when you cut around the edge of them, because that's when they sort of take on a, you know, proper piece of paper appearance rather than just a bunch of scraps that have been placed down. They then start looking like, you know, an actual kind of piece of paper. So, yeah, once we cut these down, hopefully they're going to then, you know, suddenly, as if by magic, become looking good. Let's quickly do that. So I'll just quickly cut down this one. Okay. Oops, it's got the paper clip that I had stuck in my glue bottle to make sure it didn't clog up. Okay. That one. A bit here. Yeah, I feel like this is literally as if like a little magic happens once you cut the edges off. I mean, straight away, that's transformed that whole sheet, doesn't it? So hopefully that's going to happen with this one, which obviously at the moment, again, it just looks like a bunch of scraps stuck down, which is, of course, exactly what it is. But if we now cut it down, you know, and when I say cut down, I just literally mean, you know, cut those edges off. You know, we haven't cut it into the shapes we're going to be cutting it into for, you know, using it as ephemera or anything like that yet. But just literally cut those edges off and it just takes it completely to a different place. You know, it no longer just looks like a random weird, you know, scrappy, awful mess. It kind of looks like a proper, I'm not saying piece of art, but, you know, something that you could actually use to make something from. So yeah, don't ever be disheartened when you kind of make your collage, you know, if you think, oh, that looks awful, because actually I think sometimes just once you've cut the edges off, it literally looks like a completely different thing. You know, so yeah, hopefully that you think that as well. So yeah, I hope that you got some inspiration. I'm so sorry to have to cut the video short, but yeah, just a very quick one really to clear a few scraps from my desk. Like I say, not really made a dent, doesn't really look any different on my desk. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.